I've been all around the world doing security. I've worked for the top companies in the world. Based on where I came from, I have every right to be a coked up prostitute, you know, but I would rather be a nerd.
Meet Shama. She's kind of like this real-life version of the girl with the dragon tattoo. Just like the fictional character, she faced cruelty and fought back with this incredible ability to hack. Unlike the fictional character, her story is real.
This was like before all the books came out, and it was my first tattoo ever, and I was very proud of it, and I'm not so proud of it now. But I think the story of me and the girl with the dragon tattoo are fairly similar. Like, she certainly hacks people, both socially and technology-wise, and she has a hell of a past.
At 3, her mom joined a religious group outside of Austin, Texas. There was beauty, belief, devotion to a religious leader named Swami G. It was all a cover for horrific abuse.
In this Hindu society that was led by a figurehead, which most small but intense religions are, the control on us as children became very tight. He began sexually abusing me and several other girls at the ashram.
Do you remember the first time it happened?
I was standing in the kitchen and I was 11 years old and wearing this gigantic sari, which young girls probably shouldn't be wearing, and he was trying to adjust it around me and just started touching, and you're just confused. What was that?
But the adults in the community didn't protect her.
Not only did they not stop it, they would send us into this guy's hands on a regular basis and told us to enjoy it. The only outlets that I had were books or computers, and when I got the computer, it was like lightning in my life. It was a total savior. And I got one with a modem, plugged it in, and then heard that famous and then it was just kind of like game over from there.
It was her growing ability to hack, to speak another language, that opened doors outside of the ashram. This idea of hacking and breaking things, that was an emotional release for you.
Hacking in computers to me became such an incredible outlet to me. When I first started getting into hacking, I told my mom. She thought it was horrible. She thought I was gonna start robbing banks. She thought I was gonna be just going down the path of a criminal. There is definitely a conception in people's mind that, hacking can be very bad, but it's also good in a way too. Like, sometimes you have to break things down to figure out how to make them better.
Hacking was her ticket to freedom outside the closed bubble of the compound. She left and became what you might call a professional protector. At NASDAQ, her job was to actually think like a bad hacker and sift through the system to see if there was any way to virtually break in. While hostile governments were on the offense trying to steal sensitive stock information, she played defense, finding weak links before they could get to them.
I want to help people feel better. I want them to feel protected, and maybe that's where it came from.
She's taken on hackers from all over the world, and as an adult, she was able to take on the first person who exposed her to injustice, Swami G. The story was featured here on CNN's The Hunt. It was her testimony that would help lead to his conviction on 20 counts of indecency with a child. He was sentenced to 280 years in prison, but disappeared after posting bail. What's it like knowing that someone that did something so horrific to you and other women is out there?
I fear for my personal safety. I fear for other girls that are still out there. You don't know what someone with that kind of perversion is gonna do. I think growing up in such an oppressive life as a child, freedom to me is very important.
To show me where she finds freedom, she asked me to come here, where she spends quite a bit of time.
I need to be able to do what I want, when I want, and how I want. And skydiving allows me to do that in the air, in the plane, and kind of live my lifestyle in that childish, free way.
When you talk about this, like this whole feeling you get from jumping out of a plane, and can you compare it to the feeling you get when you're hacking?
It takes you through the roller coaster of what is life, right? Like, we constantly seek the meaning of life in the sky. We see beauty, we see sunsets that no one else would see. And hacking is like this too, but the people that you do it with, you create such a deep bond with, because it's something that you share with those people that no one else does. So it's such a unique skill. It's an edge of life kind of moment, both hacking and skydiving.